Welcome back to Too Many Mods Garage. Today, doing a little POV drive on the way home from work. I'm going to flip the video camera around so you can see a cold start. And we're going to talk about the direction the Whippled Smurf will be going. All right, here it goes. Hey, how's it going? I'm back. I'm gonna take you on a POV drive. I'm gonna talk about the direction the Whipple Smurf will be going, what's coming up, what events we might be going to, along with some problems I've had with the car the past few months. I guess we'll start off with the biggest problem I had, which was last week. The car was down for about 3 weeks for a fuel system issue. It's having problems with the FC3 controller, fuel controller from 4. It was smoking fuses, kept blowing them. It ruined my Walbro pump. That happened about 5 months earlier, but I didn't really put 2 and 2 together till they kept blowing fuses. Then I knew something was wrong. And if you watch last week's video up here, I'll put the link to it. Just after this video is done, come back and click that link up there. Basically, you'll see what I'm talking about. We alleviated the issues, though. Just go ahead and watch that. You'll see all about what went on. The second issue I had stems back all the way before Mustang Week. Before I went to Mustang Week down in Galveston, I ordered a Suncoast converter. I don't know if you remember me talking about it in some of my older videos. It's a 4800 stall billet Prolock, I think it's called, or XPO, one of the two. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the Pro Series billet one. About $4,300. Definitely not cheap. Well, I trusted someone I thought to order it for me, Steve Ellis, and 4 weeks went by, no big deal. 6 weeks went by, I was like, I get antsy for it. 8 weeks went by. I was like, I'm gonna call Suncoast, see what's going on. They had no record of my order at all. They had no clue who I was, didn't ever hear of me before. Basically said, we don't have an order for you. So I waited another 2 weeks. I asked Steve about it. He basically says, I ordered it a long time ago. I don't know what they're talking about. It's ordered. He reassured me it's ordered, it's ordered. So I waited another week. I called Suncoast back on week 11. And I said, do you have an order for Chris Jensen from Steve Ellis? And they said, no. Steve Ellis hadn't ordered nothing from us in over, I think they said 3 to 4 years. And they gave me the date and everything. I was okay, that's all I needed to know. Basically hung up there, and I confronted Steve Ellis about it. He still kept lying, and he just said, I'll give you your money back. I was like, fine, give me my money back. So that's what I did. I got my money back from him. And basically, wasted 11 weeks of waiting for this converter that never got ordered. That's why I haven't been back to Steve. I shouldn't have to bring my car to somebody I can't trust. So I decided to cut ties with Steve Ellis. I just don't want to deal with him anymore. If you can't trust your mechanic, I mean, that's pretty bad. As fast as these cars go down the quarter mile, you need to have full trust in your team, The next thing I did, I went ahead and talked to Wesley, because he was another mechanic I've been working with previously. and asked him if he could get the Suncoast converter. He said, sure, I can get it. I got a rep I can go through. So I went ahead and gave him the money. Steve gave me back. That's been 8 weeks now, going on 9. It's coming up Monday, I believe. But at least this time, when I called Suncoast to confirm it, they have my order and they see it and gave me the order number and everything. So I know it got placed. It's just a matter of waiting again. Imagine waiting 6 months for a converter that you ordered back in February and still haven't gotten it. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I know it's not Wesley's fault, but still, I'm just real mad at the whole situation. I don't like being used by people. Well, we'll get on to better things. We'll talk about something different. I don't want to get all mad and frustrated all over again. We got some more upcoming mods coming for the Whipple Smurf. They're going to make a big, big difference in ET, I'm hoping. You already know one of them, the converter. I already told you about that. The second one I talked about in my other drag racing video. And it's going to be a weight reduction mod, but I don't want to say anything more than that. Just got to leave some kind of suspense out there. Can't tell you everything, so you'll find out in a week or two when it comes in. It's already been bought and paid for like 4 or 5 weeks ago. Next thing I was going to talk about is upcoming dyno. I keep saying that I want to do a dyno run again to show you what I made horsepower-wise with the new pulley and the other mods I added. I haven't told you about yet, but I'm going to get to that. When I'm going to the dyno, I'll make a video about those 2 mods and explain what they are. I decided to hold off on the dyno for the time being, just so I can go get something else done that might help increase my horsepower numbers just a little bit more. As you can see, my temperature 52 degrees on the Whipple coolant. That's what the IC chiller running in. It's 102 degree heat right now, so I guess that's not too bad. The thing is, if you look at intake air temp 2 right here, because I got the VMP breakout harness, it says it's 113 degrees. That's measuring basically the back of the blower after the intercooler. So it's measuring it after it's gone through the cold air, and that's what it's reading. Here's a drawing showing exactly where this sensor mounts on the back of the blower. Here's a cutaway view of the Gen 6 Whipple Supercharger. So I'm going to try to maximize my efficiency with the IC chiller. I talked to JFab Performance, and he's got a couple tricks up his sleeve. He wants to try to put on another condenser and fan setup that's going to pull more air into the condensers. They'll have 2 condensers, basically. So it should increase my efficiency of cooling with the Freon. Also, he talked about putting on a bigger reservoir, so I got more water to cool down. So when I go into boost, it takes longer to get up to that higher threshold to keep me away from, you know, that 150, 160 degree intake air temp. You definitely don't want that when you're at the track, because it's going to pull timing like mad. I don't want to have it pull timing. Some other things you might put on for me is a phenolic spacer to get the Whipple like an 1/8 of an inch off the block or a 1/4 inch off the block. That helps keep the heat from heat soaking the blower. That'll help bring down the intake air temps. I'm also gonna go ahead and put on those vibrant 18-inch bullet resonators. If you remember those, I showed you pictures of them not too long ago. Some other videos. I'm trying to get rid of the raspiness at wide open throttle and low revs, like when I go up to 3,000 or so, it's real raspy. Just trying to knock some of that out. And I think the 18-inch bullet resonators will definitely take care of that for me. And also bought a Borla H pipe. But I got to bring it to a fab shop so he can fab up the pipes from the ARH headers to the Borla H pipe, because they don't line up exactly where they should be, because I guess the Borlas, they end further back than what the stock pipes were that it took off. So he's got to modify it a little bit, do some fab work to get the pipe stall work again. Especially if I want to go to the Borla H pipe, he's going to have to do some fab work to get it to work. It's real hard to get in these fab shops because a lot of them are booked solid for 2 months out. He said he could fit me in end of next week and try to get me in, so I'm gonna give him a call next Wednesday to see what he says. Probably be there for 3-4 days and get my car back and go to the dyno. That's my goal. Another event we got coming up, some other friends are going to, it's called Drift and Drag. It's at Texas Motor Speedway, July 25th. I'll list the info on it right here. Here's a little thing about it. From what I understand, it's a no prep event. I'm not sure if they have, it's like a flashlight start or what, but it's not an actual drag strip. It's an actual NASCAR track. And I guess you race on pit road, and that's like an 8th mile track. And you just basically do heads up racing. Whoever you're lined up next to is who you go up against. Ought to be pretty fun. It is a no prep event though, so they don't put down any glue or anything. It's straight asphalt, so I'll probably be slipping and sliding all over the place, but I think it'll still be fun to go to. I haven't been racing in probably about a month now. Wanted to get back out there. If any of you guys around here want to go hang out at some of the car meets, let me know. I've been wanting to go to some of the car meets. And they have car meets on Friday, Saturday nights around DFW. They also have cars and coffee events on Saturday mornings, but usually I'm at work by 3 or 4 in the morning, so it's kind of hard to do that unless I take off the whole day. And as much stuff as I got to buy for this car, I've been trying to work 7 days a week. So for now, I'll just go to the ones at night. Really trying to get a built motor in this thing, because I know over 1,000 horsepower, this thing ain't gonna last forever. You know, it's eventually gonna give out. Another thing that's been happening is I took off my EMP rear seat delete when I did the MSD solid state relay. I noticed the rear seat delete had some air bubbles in it. I contacted EMP and they told me they'd send me out another one, so I went ahead and did that. It's supposed to ship today, so should get it next week because they're just in Houston, so imagine I'll probably get it Monday or Tuesday if they shipped it today. In case you're wondering, I'm talking about the vinyl sticker that's on it. It's got like a sticker that's made out of some vinyl. Just want to thank all of my followers for following me as long as you have. I know some of y'all been here since the beginning. I know all of my videos haven't been the most entertaining, but I try to keep y'all up to date with what's going on in my car's life. I know when I'm watching other people's channels, I like to kind of know what they're doing to their cars, what mods they might be adding, or you know, just anything in general. You know, I'm a car guy. I like seeing car material, so I'm just trying to make my videos about what I like to watch. At least the traffic ain't too bad today. Usually it's a lot worse than what it was today. In case any of you guys are wondering about my RSA Stage 3 transmission, still doing great. You know, after probably at least 6 track outings, maybe 30, 35 passes at the track, still shifting perfect. Even NA, I think it kind of shifted kind of slow and lazy. It's shifting nice and firm. And that's definitely what you want when you got over, you know, 1,000 horsepower. You gotta have those shifts happen almost instantly, just so you're not burning up the clutches, not slipping them. Just can't wait to get this Suncoast converter in. I think it's gonna make a world of difference. I'm hoping. Be nice to get that 60 foot in the low 1.3s, maybe a high 1.28 or so. That should give me all I need for 8 second quarter mile just by dropping that. And if I put on another 200 pounds of weight loss on the car, weight reduction, that should help even more. But I probably won't see that till October. I don't see my car running an 8 second quarter mile in 100-degree heat. I just don't think it's possible. Maybe if I had a built motor, it probably would, but not in this weather with a stock block. I don't think it's going to. That's just a lot for a car to overcome. Even with the IC chiller. Alright, I'm almost home, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. If you like my content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to click that bell notification button so you can get notified when I release new videos. Try to release them at least once a week. Sometimes if I don't have a lot of work to do, I might do 2 videos a week. And I'll get back with you next week. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.